Hi, CC families. This is cycle 1, week 5 already, new memory work, and we will start with timeline as usual. So we started with Judah falls to Babylon, temple destroyed. Judah, just make a J with your pinky in the air, sign language J. Falls to Babylon, this was our sign for Babylon. Right arm and your left arm does L down for the list of laws. So that's Judah falls to Babylon. Temple is a letter T, which is your thumb in between your pointer and your middle finger. And we're going to turn that and make it like a brick on top of another brick. Temple, destroyed. And then Babylon falls to Persia, a letter P. And then another J for Jews return and rebuild the temple. Now, there are a couple ways to do this. I am just taking a T on the brick for the temple and then build a few times. Temple, rebuild the temple. I've also seen temple done and like do rebuild the temple. But I think it's simpler to just go rebuild the temple. That's what we're doing. Roman Republic, do a couple of R's. If you remember back to Rome being founded by Romulus and Remus, we can do the two R's again. Roman Republic. Do bull horns like a sign language Y. And take your pinky from your ear and squiggle it down for gold. Golden age of Greece. This is a sign language G. Just your pointer and your thumb like a little alligator snout. Then take that same G and act like you're bringing, just bring it right down your nose like a helmet, a war helmet, and that's Peloponnesian Wars. Okay, so we're taking Greece, just going Peloponnesian Wars. Persia, which is a P, falls to Alexander, make an A, the Great, and we're going to raise the roof. So we put it all together and it goes something like this. Judah falls to Babylon, temple destroyed. Babylon falls to Persia, Jews return and rebuild the temple. Roman Republic, golden age of Greece, Peloponnesian Wars. Persia falls to Alexander the Great. There you go. And we just repeated that around a few times. For math, I wrote out the nines, and I don't know how well you can make it out in the video, but we noticed, using that names process from your guide, right, how we notice and attend to things first as we learn new grammar, and we noticed that in the ones column for skip counting nines, the number keeps going down, 987654321098765. And in the tens, it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 again, and then actually 10, 11, 12, 13. So we noticed that, and then this sort of didn't work because I have some younger kids, but I said, let's shout on that, the 1. As it keeps going up, we'll like focus on that because it'll help us know what number comes next. So in other words, going 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90, and then back to 9, 99, 108, 117, 126, 135. So we did that just to notice the pattern, and then of course we sang it along with the song. For the tens, we noticed that we have 10 fingers, and we passed high tens around the circle. So I turned to the first person, I went 10, and then she turned to the next student and passed the high 10 to her, 20, and then that student turned around to the next person, and we just passed that around, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and so on, up to 150. So that was just a fun way to skip count tens, which most people are familiar with. For history, tell me about the Romans. And I wrote it out with some key words underlined. I underlined Roman Republic, Empire, Augustus was crowned emperor, Pax Romana is a key word, Empire divided into Western and Eastern. I had one person do Western and Eastern, and then someone was my barbarian. So those were the keywords, and I'm pointing that out because I gave one person like a keyword and said, you remember that. So then when we sang it, I would point to that person and they would do the sign, and we made a big deal to try to remember this long sentence. So the Roman Republic became the Roman Empire when Augustus was crowned emperor in 27 BC. This was followed by the Pax Romana. In AD 286, the empire divided into Western and Eastern empires until Germanic barbarians defeated the Western Empire in AD 476. And we just waved our Western hand again to remind us which one. So if you did those keywords at home, or if anyone else is looking to use this, if you don't have the right number of students, you could just say, when we get to the underlined word, we're going to jump up on that keyword. Or you just use the motions that I just shared with you. For Latin, we are on second declension noun endings now. And we have some motions to help us remember how they go. Second declension starts with us, like octopus. So take 2 fingers for second declension, and then make them squishy like tentacles, okay? And we're going to sing us, e, o, o, and then make a bow, o, tie, or put a bow on your hair as we end on that o sound. So us, e, o, o, us, e, o, o, us, e, o, o. Singular second declension. And then bring up your other 2 fingers, because now we're doing plural, right? So more than one hand. Reminds us this is plural. And we're going to start like a tree, E. So put your fingers together, make a tree somehow. These are branches. E, orum, is, os, is, and flap like geese again. Just like that first declension was also geese. E, orum, is, os, is. E, orum, is, os, is. Plural second declension. So then our major groups of invertebrates. The major groups of invertebrates are, and actually I'm going to move and show you because I drew the best drawing I've ever drawn in my life. I drew a crab, you guys, on my board. This never happens. But I drew all of these, and we just chanted them with some motions. The major groups of invertebrates are sponges, stinging cell animals, and then worms we did real fast. Flatworms, roundworms, segmented worms. Mollusks, open up an oyster and discover a pearl. Sea stars, arthropods. For English, we're on to our next group of prepositions, starting with between. So if you remember from last week, we ended at beside, kind of like down in a little bit of a squat with our hands on our side for beside. So today, between, you take your right hand, point between your eyes, between, beyond, and you could use kind of a Buzz Lightyear voice that goes over well. Beyond, but, by. And those go fast on the CD. So if we go between, beyond, but by. That's how we did it in our class. Between, beyond, but by, concerning. And that's when you kind of jump up out of that squat. I'm sitting on the floor, so I can't show you. All together. Between, beyond, but by, concerning. And then for geography, I had a little poem. This is from Cece Happy Mom. She has a song that the tune was a little hard for me. I just turned it into a poem and read the words. So we're on Egypt, which is here. Is there a better? Oh, here. I'll show you this one. So it's this blue or purplish country right here. And so you look at the features and I will read you the poem. So we pointed and traced the Nile, and then I also have hand motions, so I'll read it once showing you the map, and then I'll read it once with the hand motions. But it goes like this. The Egyptian Empire, Nile River Delta to the sea, The Nile River curving down in Africa you see. Upper Egypt in the south, Lower Egypt in the north. You'll find Egypt to the south of the Mediterranean Sea. And so, like I said, we traced that, and then I also showed them the Egyptian Empire, Nile River Delta to the sea, and those are the branches of the river that branch up to the sea. So, the Egyptian Empire, Nile River Delta to the sea, the Nile River curving down in Africa, you see, Upper Egypt in the south, Lower Egypt in the north. You'll find Egypt to the south of the Mediterranean Sea. E for Egypt. Obviously, the Mediterranean Sea is like a duck, so we're quacking. And we made a big deal of how silly it is that Upper Egypt is in the south, Lower Egypt is in the north. And it has to do with the flow of the Nile that flows down to the Mediterranean Sea. That's the direction it flows. So Upper Egypt is up toward the source of the Nile. Lower Egypt is down toward the mouth of the Nile and the delta out to the sea. That is all of our new memory work. Yeah, everything's going well. Please remind your kiddos that during new grammar especially, we sit in the circle and participate with cheerful hearts and happy attitudes. We're there to learn and to glorify God. So please remind that. And have a great week at home.